Hi everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to my channel, Creative Grandma. Since we don't have very many yarn stores in my area, I am coming to our Goodwill store because I like to check out what crochet items they get in, and I also like to check for those vintage crochet hooks. So let's go in and see if I get lucky today.
I look away for 2 seconds and she's gone. Caught. There she is.
I started finding some of the blankets I wanted to show. Look at this one. $3.99. Now it does have a lot of fuzz balls on it, but let's take a look. Look at that stitch pattern. Can you see that up close? It's like a shell stitch pattern. Very pretty blanket. I found another one. Cody, get a close-up of this stitch pattern. This is another shell stitch. Look at that one. Look at the entire blanket. Very nice, very big. This one is $5.99.
I see more stuff in the cart.
I did. Look at this little baby blanket. Now, I love this kind of yarn, but if anybody knows that stitch pattern, kind of looks like a single crochet chain two and then two double crochet. So I do think I know that stitch pattern. Isn't that pretty? $1.99.
It's a good price.
But look at this blanket. I'm going to buy this blanket. I absolutely love this. This is knit, but look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? $5.99.
Is this handmade?
And this is stuck on the hanger. Yes, this is hand knit.
This is gorgeous.
Look how huge.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so soft, so big. This probably cost a fortune to make, but for $5.99, this is going home with Creative Grandma. The other thing I like to do is I do like to look in the craft section. Now this is really a mess. You really have to dig through this stuff, but sometimes you can find good deals. $1.49, that's really not that good of a deal. If you know your yarns and you know the brands, sometimes you can find a deal, but most of the time you can't. But the one thing I do like to do is a lot of times you'll see these displays of knitting needles. And I always look for the vintage Susan Bates inline Afghan hooks. So sometimes you can come in, now these are vintage knitting needles. Look at these, 35 cents. Now you know they're old Boyd plastic knitting needles. Not gonna find them for that price. Oh, look at these, 29 cents. So they have been in somebody's house for a long time. 29 cents. And what do they have for the sale price? 99 cents.
Inflation.
Yeah, one day I come in and I found a vintage Susan Bates hook and it didn't have a price on, they wouldn't sell it to me. I was so disappointed, and then when I come back up, it was gone. Okay, no crochet hooks, but that don't mean I'm not beyond rooting. So when you see these boxes, you just grab the whole box, you just stick it on your cart, and you just go through it piece by piece, because you never know what you're going to find in here. There's some zippers, all kinds of stuff. Oh, Cody, I'm rooting through this box, and look what I see. I see...
What is it?
I was going to say a duck, but I think it's a swan.
Yeah, it might be.
Maybe it's a swan without his wings. I just thought that was cute sitting there.
Oh.
Holy crap. Look at this. What's that say? $8.99.
$10.
Well, I think it's all knitting needles. They have it taped shut. I'm just going to pull some stuff out. It's a knitting needle. I think these are all knitting needles. Too bad they didn't have one with all crochet hooks.
Stay back.
Yeah, well, if you're a knitter, that's really nice. So then what else do they have here? Some patterns.
I like this yarn.
Oh yeah, what brand is that? Is that one? Oh, Premier. No wonder you like it.
$2.
Oh yeah, that's worth $2. So that's a good deal. Too bad they didn't have more than one cake. If you need embroidery hoops, they have a lot of those. Oh, what are these? Straight pins? I can always use straight pins so when I pin my stuff out. How much are they, Cody? I never bring my glasses.
$1.
$1. Oh, look at these cute little rabbit kits. That would be cute. I could see you taking this pattern, crocheting it up to make little rabbit heads. And just put that head on a body. That's really cute. Easter eggs, leftover stuff from Easter.
Well, if you're a crafty person, you could definitely find some cool stuff. Some of it's hit or miss. Here's an older Red Heart label.
Oh yeah. Oh, I wish they'd bring this yarn back. This is the Red Heart Baby Fingering Pomodoro yarn. I always like that yarn. What else is in here? Let's dig deep. Some more odds and ends of yarn. Yeah, that does look like scrubby. This is scrubby yarn. I'm not sure about this one. $3.30, $3.99. Yeah, all these little skeins. Here's another Premier yarn. Oh, that's an old one. Starbella coming out of the label. Try to push it back on there. $1.99. I remember that yarn.
So I was just over here looking at the silverware because I tried to eat a bowl of ice cream at my little sister's house and she needs silverware bad. Her silverware drawer looks like this. But I was looking at these and they're really heavy. And I think they're silver, or at least silver plated. Does anybody know anything about this? It says Holmes & Edwards inlaid. IS. Let me know in the comments. So Grandma, what'd you find?
I found a hat. Now this is a manufactured hat, but it can give people ideas. It's a crocheted manufactured hat, but look at the detail on the hat. You can see they crocheted in a circle, then did the flowers, crocheted down, and then put the brim and then an edging on it. So that may give you some ideas for a summer hat. And then I do like to look at the scarves. This is a crocheted cow. It's hard to see the pattern. It's just double crocheted and single crochet, but to give some ideas of what it would look like with a multicolored yarn. This one I also thought was pretty. It's just a long scarf made using the moss stitch. Yeah, that's the moss stitch, but look how pretty it is with those grays, dark gray, medium gray, light gray. This one was made by the Prayer Shawl Ministry, and I know Jane of Scraptastic Yarn is part of that group, but look how gorgeous this is. Isn't that pretty? So I don't want to take this away from someone who could really use it, but that is gorgeous. Absolutely love that. This one, it's a knit manufactured scarf, but wouldn't this be pretty? It reminds me of the Bumblebee Buzz, but wouldn't this be pretty, crocheting one and using this pattern with the wide solid stripes and then putting the color with the smaller stripe? This is how you get ideas for color schemes. And I think this would be beautiful as maybe school colors. If you're in a university and you want to make university colors, I think that would be a good pattern to use. This next one is a skinny scarf, but they used a self-striping yarn. I believe this is a Red Heart striped yarn because these colors look awful familiar.
Yeah.
It's just a skinny double crocheted scarf, but look how pretty that is. And I could see this maybe being a little bit wider, but this is just a long scarf.
I was gonna say it's a little thin, but I do like the colors.
Yeah. And then this next one I picked out because it was crocheted. It's the back
Granny
and
stitch.
yeah, it's the back and forth granny. But don't these colors look good together? Yeah, I thought this was really pretty. So those are some of the other crochet finds that I found in the thrift store. So a great place to get ideas.
This is me when Grandma says we can stop at a yard sale.
I always wanted a cowboy hat. My head's too big.
Howdy, partner.
What do I look like?
Like a cowboy.
What about the brown one? You know, some of these hats are expensive. There we go. I got a string on. Oh, no, it has two.
Look at Grandma Dundee. It looks like she's about to wrestle an alligator.
I always love cowboy hats. What did you find, Cody?
I found a gnome.
A gnome. Very cute, but look what I found. Well, actually, you found these and showed them to me. Look at this adorable little baby set. What's the price on this? So say $3.99.
Yeah.
Look at this little diaper cover. There's the front. Cute little ruffles on the back, but what's really cute is look at this little matching hat. Isn't that adorable? Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so precious.
That's worth every penny of $3.99.
Yes, this absolutely is.
If by some random chance the person who made these is watching, you do very nice work. I found this one in the same spot. Look at this one.
Yeah, and these are new. I can tell somebody just made these. A little tail on the back of it, and look at this little fox hat. Oh, that is just precious. These are brand new. Somebody must just make these and donate them to the thrift store. I feel funny buying some of this stuff because a lot of people, this is the only place they can afford to get stuff like this, and but that's precious. What else did you find, Cody? This strange hat.
Looks like they used it as a lint mop. Look at all that hair.
Yeah, this is a knit pattern, but you can see how pretty it is with the cables and then that plain stitching in between and then the ridge, and then they have like a fur inside. But I also want to say that when you go into these thrift stores, look for craft books. Like, they're only like $2 a piece, like $1.99, $2.25. This one is all about tie-dyeing. And again, great resource for getting books. Gives you photographs, how to do it. The next book I found is I Can't Believe I'm Knitting. I should buy this for myself because I keep saying I'm going to learn how to knit. But here's a book. It goes into all the information you need about knitting, blankets, patterns, all kinds of stuff. And this is only like $1.99. So again, great resource. Make sure you check out the book section. So that is our crochet finds here at our local thrift store. I'm excited. I absolutely love this knit blanket. I'm going home, I'm going to wash it, put some fabric softener on it, and this is going to be my favorite go-to blanket in the living room when I'm sitting there relaxing. It's just so pretty. You never know what you're going to find in your local thrift store. So until next time, stay inspired and happy crocheting. Bye, everyone.